In our community, the increase in the sea level has really impacted the beach community, because on one side you have the Atlantic Ocean, on the other side you have the marsh. And one of the things that we have seen is that the water coming in through the marsh has really impacted those cottages, and in many cases they have had to elevate them, lift the whole cottage up and put an additional foundation underneath them. And now that we see, there is still continued water coming in, so even some of those that have done the lifting, we're seeing being flooded every time we have a really high tide. Those are some of the things that have impacted my community. And I can remember when I first downsized in my community, and I live in the center of town, not in the exact center, but in the middle of town. I thought I was facing 200-year storms one year right after the other, because the water came in town. The water came right up in my backyard. So it's a beautiful place to live, but we have to deal with the ocean and the rivers constantly.
So you alluded to this, you didn't respond, but has anything been done in the community to help alleviate these incidents?
Well, I think there's been a lot of discussion going on. I did get the seawall repaired, and when I was getting it repaired, someone said to me, "Nancy, you need to build this even higher because it's not going to do the job." I said, "Let me get it repaired first, and then we'll learn about getting it built higher." But I don't know if that's going to stop everything, because it's coming from both sides at the beach. It's coming from the marsh. It's coming from the ocean. There's something we need to do, because we have houses next to each other, and there's millions of people that live at the beach during the summer. I think we need to begin to look at the way that we're building, and perhaps pass some local ordinances to encourage people, because in New Hampshire we don't mandate, we encourage people to put all of their mechanicals on the second floor, have the space underneath, so perhaps a flow-through space for parking rather than contained space. So those are some of the things that I think we can do. I think we need to figure out a way to protect our state assets that are along the beach. We just spent $14.5 million to redo all of the state properties on the east side of the Route 1A. And I think we need to be able to figure out a way that we're going to be able to protect those properties. I think it's critically important for bipartisan group to get together, because that's the only way you're going to solve things. If one party has one position, one party has the other position, there's always a middle ground that you can meet on where you can really solve a problem. And I really would like to thank the Union of Concerned Scientists for bringing together people from all around the United States, from the different coastal communities, because we have a chance to actually hear from the people that were on the front line what happened to them, how they addressed it, what challenges they faced, what challenges they're facing trying to correct it. I think it's great to have Noah here to answer some questions, and so we can figure out the funding piece. The other piece that I think is critically important is to identify what is the role of the federal government, what is the role of the state government, what is the role of the local government, and what is the responsibility of the individual. So I think we need to figure that out, and it may not be the same for all of our states. So that's a discussion we can have and learn from one another.